As short sellers continue to get blamed for the demise of Bear Stearns, the ongoing bear market in stocks, and yeah, even for trading Manny to the West Coast, we turn to John Tabacco of LocateStock.com to tell us what stocks are getting the most attention from those evil short sellers and why we should care. We also are joined by the one and only hottest mom in America, Tracy Burns. Welcome to you both.
Oh,
John,
so
first time in the show.
Yeah, first time here on the show.
I made the big time, finally. I'm on happy hour.
You smoke or something?
I don't
Tobacco?
smoke. No.
Yeah.
Cancer death.
So
you know?
let's jump right in on this, though. You know, you and I have seen each other in the green room for the last few months, and every time you're like, Cody, I got to talk to you about the stocks that I'm seeing are major shorts, because there's tradable information on that, and every time I come back to you, it's noise. Talk to me about why I care.
You keep coming back to me and saying it's noise, and I started talking to you at 14,000. The market's at 11.5, and I've been telling you for months that
not because of your short position.
No, but the short sellers usually are the leading indicator, and when you see these guys hammering
and
sectors,
somehow at 14,000 you had some insights that more
money?
short sellers were there or something.
You know, Rebecca, you're a little more reasonable. I don't trade, okay? We're a software company, and we find hard to borrow securities for short sellers. So I make money whether the stock market is up or down. I don't have a sentiment preference, but usually, when we start seeing the short sellers, who are a really good leading indicator, start attacking a sector, that's usually an indicator to us that the stocks are going down. And Cody thinks that when my guys are hitting stocks, that's a contrarian.
I'd rather buy the popular shorts
yeah, but
the popular shorts.
But there is a case to be made against, because you're short. He sent us the top 5, and a lot of them were the financials, Fannie and Freddie and Tracy. I mean, we've been covering this like crazy. There's a lot of volatility in these stocks, and a lot of people aren't very optimistic about the financials or Fannie and Freddie, so they seem to be a good short situation.
You know, it's very rare that a rumor is fabricated. I mean, a lot of times this stuff is based on these guys digging in. And you know what? It's an opinion, of course. It could be the wrong opinion, but it seems to be a popular opinion at this day and age that some of the financials are going down. I mean, look at the numbers. This isn't rocket science. Things don't add up.
And John, I don't mean to imply that there's anything wrong with short selling. I was being tongue-in-cheek, calling the short sellers evil. I think the short sellers provide a very important service in actually going in and trying to find companies that are falling apart. They're trying to make sure that there's no fraud in the markets. That's their job. But I guess what I come back to, like with the stocks you sent over today, yeah, okay, so the biggest investment banks in the planet are very popular with the short sellers.
Lehman.
Thanks for the update.
Right.
No,
well, that is an update because the SEC is making it almost impossible to short sell these stocks, right? They're putting these big moats around them. They're building walls around them. You can't short them. You can't naked short them. You got to borrow all the stock. But meantime, the short sellers are not even slowing down. They're still hitting the stocks. You would think with all the rules around them, people would stop shorting.
But that's where I'm going with that. The financials are up 40 to 50, 60%, some of them, off their recent lows.
Yeah, but Cody, these are $2
stocks. Do you not think that's partly a function of the government putting a moat around it?
These are $5 stocks that are up 40%. That doesn't count for a lot.
Merrill's up huge.
Yeah,
Merrill's market cap is more than doubled as far as I can figure.
You know what? I think it's you got to take a precautionary step when you see that even at these lows, and they're not high even where they are. Let's face it, they are so off their highs.
But what I'm saying is they're still bounced, and so I'd rather be short the stocks that were popular short. I'd rather be long the stocks that were popular shorts.
Well, then that's where we always disagree, Cody.
It's an option, but actually, there's a big distinction then between your play. If you're in for the short term, you're probably going lower. If you're in it for the long term, it's probably not a terrible time to start buying back into these things, is what you're saying.
I'm not sure I'm saying that at all.
Looking
Stay away
forward,
from
aside from the whole aspect of shorting, what are
them.
you now looking to short? What's beyond the financials?
You know what I think? I hear. You know, I'm on a lot of the financial shows. I watch all the financial shows. Everyone's always talking about where the values are. Everybody's talking about what you should get long in these terrible markets. No one's ever talking about using short selling as a profit strategy.
Well, we're talking about it right now,
John. And I appreciate that. But what I think is, Tracy and I had a long debate on Neil Cavuto on April 1st when Lehman was at $46, and she was telling me how all the guys on the floor were buying stock like mad, and I was saying it was our top short for 10 days in a row. So the stock is $18
okay,
today.
So what's the next couple of shorts?
Well, and after that we have the...
let's give us something forward.
We already know Freddie, Fannie.
We have the government-sponsored power couple, Fannie and Freddie.
Well, we already know those.
Again, those stocks are crushed and then bounced huge. That's what she's saying, man.
People are already shorting those. So what are the stocks to short today for 3 months down the road?
Well, I could tell you today that for the first time we saw J.P. Morgan start turning up on our high five, which was interesting to me because that's one that hasn't been attacked yet. So maybe the guys are seeing some weakness in that. Another stock that we've been seeing a lot of lately is Garmin. A stock that's not a financial, GRMN.
The GPS little
yeah,
Exactly.
Tracy and I were just recommending that stock the other day. It was down 20% after earnings report. I would love to be buying that stock. If I were running money right now, I would be buying that for the next 2 or 3 years. Yeah,
it got killed
down
again.
20%
I know.
this
So would you
week.
like to be
I'd buy
buying
right
it for long or short?
I would be long that stock right now.
But he's saying to short it. So you guys definitely don't agree
You
on
get
anything.
my whole point. I will always take the other side of that guy's trade.
I thought I was on happy hour because he was on vacation or something. I mean, I figured he would never have me on because all we do is
love you, John. I love
We
you.
welcome different points of view here. We
Right.
like, you know.
Well, short selling is 35% of the liquidity in the marketplace, and Cody said it right before that. Short sellers
Wait, you're giving him credit.
Yeah, wait, are you sure you want to be friendly with me?
You know what? He's right. Well, you did call me a pimp before. You said that was a compliment. So.
That was a compliment.
Rebecca, you got to make it clear that the short sellers are looking at the short term as well.
Absolutely.
That
good
just
point.
needs to be made
I
clear.
would make the point. That's not necessarily
true.
true. That is not
It is
necessarily
true. That's
true.
not true.
I know lots of
That's
short
not
sellers.
true.
What's your long
that do
term?
the
A month?
long-term
Trace,
bet.
that's not
What's your
true.
long
That's
term?
I
not
know
A
true.
lots of
year?
short sellers
That's not
that
true.
the reason to short the company is because they expect it is an actual fraud. Enron, guys,
Well,
I know
that's
guys
entirely
were
different.
short.
Trace,
That's
that-
different. That's
No,
not what
this is
these
the
guys are
investment
No,
doing.
but
banks
what
are
you're
frauds.
saying
That's a
that's something that
fundamentally
you got to
wrong
keep.
statement.
No, but you got to keep track of it to know when to bail out of
The
it.
best guys, I only talk to short sellers 90% of the day. The best short sellers in the world have the deepest pockets, and they get in a position that they believe is a fundamental short, and they just keep piling it on. When you see the market up 200 points, you think, oh, the shorts are getting killed. That's not what happens. They're in there building those positions,
right. They're hitting the
and
other
they
side of
have
it.
the deep pockets. They just sit back. And when you see a stock go from 50 to 10, you think the shorts are covering? That's not it either. They like 10 to 1.
The
That's
best
their
short
favorite
sellers
one.
I know still own securities that no longer trade because they went bankrupt. They held them all the way to zero.
And then they
There
don't
you
have to
go.
cover them,
Taxes
and they
on
don't
it
have to
either.
pay their taxes on it.
Love it,
Exactly.
guys.
Now you guys are best buddies.
Now we're talking about it. Thanks.
Gee, Tracy, don't worry. Tracy and I are going to have our own conversation in the next block. John Tabacco, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in,
What is
arguing,
it
guys.
again?
LocateStock.com.
All right.
man.
And Tracy didn't come back for some info on a plan Lehman Brothers is cooking up to help balance the books. That and more when Happy Hour continues here on FBN, the only business network in
True HD. Oh,